My first time out there with the big boys, shoot, I was out there strapping. Man, Brandon LaFell was hot. He's like, how we gonna let this freshman come in here? So he called me out. My first time going up against Calvin Johnson, I got targeted 22 times.
22 targets?
Yeah.
That's probably your highest activity you ever had in your career.
By far. You really gotta have the total package if you really wanna be something great. We were playing the New York Giants, I can't remember the year, but he used the same hand signal as Eli Manning, but did something like this, and the receiver ran to go. So I ran the route for him, and the quarterback threw the ball out of bounds. And Eli Manning happened to be there. I said, Eli, say, hey man, tell him to change up the signal, man. I watched tape, man. I already knew that was a good ball. And my grandma used to always tell me this, you're gonna be something, Pat. Don't waste it. As I had an uncle, I never met him. Apparently he was like super smart. He got shot. He was an innocent bystander at his senior prom, prom dance. Somebody just came by and shot up the crowd, and he got hit. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure that I cannot be the reason, like me personally, doing something on the side, I cannot be the reason why I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Patrick P., welcome to the Blueprint.
My
Gotta
God.
start off with a toast.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's smooth right there. All right, let's get into it real quick, man. So, before we get started, I always like to take it back to the childhood situation. So, talk to me about life in Pompano Beach and how things were for a once Patrick Johnson before all the glitz and the glamour.
Oh man, it was dope, man. It was fun growing up, in Pompano Beach during that time when I was Patrick Johnson. I'm the oldest of 5, so I always had to move differently. I had to lead, the right way, because I had 4 of the siblings, watching my every move.
Right.
So I really took that to heart. So I really wanted to show them, whatever you put your mind to, that you work toward, whatever you want to work towards.
Yeah.
It's more than feasible,
right.
So that was something that was on, heavy on as a responsibility for me growing up as the oldest in Pompano Beach, Florida. But playing football, played for the Pompano Eagles, went over to Blanche Ely High School. That's kind of like, I won't necessarily say where everything started, but that's when, as that's when kind of like, the 5 stars, the rankings, Scout.com, Rivals.com, things like that was starting to really be a big thing.
Right.
So once, that platform started coming out, because when I was in Little League, I was doing the same things what I was doing in high school. Yeah. Played both sides of the ball,
right.
Never came off the field.
Right.
So now once you're able to get notarized, by your talents, it just made it, that much easier for me knowing that, I have a purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's on me not to screw it up.
Right.
Because now coming from Florida, we know a lot of great athletes come out of Florida. But man, in high school and Little League, it's so many other guys that didn't make it.
That was nice.
You know what I mean? Right. Out of Florida. So I never wanted to be one of those guys because I had a special talent. I had something that could take me places.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure I did everything that I needed to do on my end to fulfill, whatever dreams and goals I had for myself.
So with that, being the oldest of 5, there's a lot of pressure, like you said, just to make sure you're leading by example. Did you ever feel like it was just too much pressure? Like, because I have an older brother, he's the oldest of 4, and he just always used to be like, I used to be annoyed by the fact that like I had to be the one that y'all always had to look up to. Even though he hooped, he went and played, played in college, but it was like, I'm tired of having to be the one to like lead you. So you never felt any type of pressure when it came to that with your siblings at all?
No, never, man. Just because like your grandparents used to always say, man, God put you in positions for a reason. Yeah. Or they put people there because he know that they can handle certain situations. And honestly, man, I took it like a badge of honor.
Okay.
Being the oldest. Because my parents had me young. It's been times where, I'm at the house, watching the kids, getting dinner ready.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Things like that at 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I believe I took it as a badge of honor because my grandfather, who my last grandparent, who is with me to this day, Arthur Johnson, he kind of raised me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's my mom's dad.
Okay.
So he kind of raised me, and just some of the things he used to always tell me, watching how he treated his wife, watching how he conducted his business, watching how his mannerisms around when everything get chaotic. He's always just chill, because at the end of the day, life is going to life. You just have to know how to maneuver through it.
Yeah.
And with me being the oldest, like I said, I wore it as a badge of honor, but I took pride in that. I took pride in being the oldest sibling, because I knew, even as a kid, that I had somebody looking up to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Before,
even as a kid, before I even got to where the position that I am today, I knew I had people looking up to me and counting on me.
Yeah.
So I really took that to heart.
So with that, just that, like right there, when the success started happening, when I say success, I mean like the rivals.com, people noticing you. Now I'm a 5-star athlete.
Yep.
We go to camps. Now they know who Patrick Johnson is. He's the guy. Going back home, obviously people in your community, there could be some haters.
Yep.
Or there could just be, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. How did you, being the leader that you were in your family, just make sure you were not in those situations or around those people?
I'm going to tell you this as well, man. My grandma used to always tell me this. I had an uncle. I never met him. His name was Jeffrey.
Okay.
And she used to always tell me, man, you look just like Jeffrey. He had a scholarship to go to Notre Dame. Apparently he was like super, super smart. Okay. I think he was going to be a doctor.
Okay.
But super, super smart, and he got shot. He was an innocent bystander at his prom, his senior prom dance. Like, when everybody get together, do all that stuff. He was just an innocent bystander. Somebody just came by and shot up the crowd, and he got hit. So, as my grandma used to always tell me this, you're gonna be something, little Pat. Like that was my nickname for her.
Yeah, little Pat.
Don't waste it.
Okay.
And she used to always tell me that. Her name was Margaret Peterson. That's my dad's mom.
Okay.
And she was like, man, you're going to be something special. I don't know what it is, but don't waste. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it right now.
Yeah.
She's like, just don't waste it.
Right.
So when she used to when I always hear her, voice in the back of my mind, my boys, you can ask my boys Bobcat to this day. When we was in high school, they wanted to go out. Let's roll out to the let out.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'm cool.
I'm straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta handle this. And the biggest eye opener for me was when I wasn't able to play my sophomore year in high school, because I was fooling around.
Okay.
Didn't have the right GPA to play.
Okay.
And I sat out, that entire year, my sophomore year.
Okay.
So
why'd you sit? Hold on. So the school wouldn't let you play? Like you didn't have the grades from the school. They were like, you can't play. Like you weren't eligible.
I had a 2.0.
Okay.
But my mom and my dad, they was very strict on me about we want to see you have a 2.5 or higher.
Okay.
So I didn't have a 2.5 my freshman going into my sophomore year. They set me out the whole year.
Oh, they wasn't playing.
I literally did not play football my sophomore year.
So what did that do to you?
It literally it humbled me. It grounded me, because now my freshman year that I had, I felt like I was a man as a freshman.
Yeah.
I'm skipping school because my cousin Walt McFadden, he was a senior.
Oh yeah, big Walt.
So I'm on senior day with them as a freshman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm skipping class. I'm going to the sports store to get spat. The day before the day of the game. So I'm running around campus like I'm a senior.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm not worried about school for the most part. You know what I mean? So once that happened, I was like, man, you really got to have the total package if you really want to be something great. Meaning, you got to handle your business on and off the field at all times.
Yeah.
So that literally opened my eyes. So I was like, I got to make sure that I cannot be the reason, like me personally, doing something on the side. I cannot be the reason why I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay, so you changed your name from Johnson to Peterson.
Yep.
What did that decision represent for you, and how did it shape the identity you wanted to build?
Honestly, it came from, like I just talked about, my parents had me at a young age.
Yeah.
My mom was a junior in high school. My dad had just got out of high school, so he was basically a freshman in college. And I come around. You know what I mean? So in my mom's household, especially with her having me at a young age,
Yeah.
it was like, we don't know if you're gonna, be with him down the road. So
Right.
he came out of you. That's
Johnson.
exactly.
Johnson.
So that's how Johnson came about, because they wasn't married then.
Yes.
So then later on, when I was in high school, my junior year, they got married, and it was always a big fuss because I just missed my sophomore year.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Yes.
So now my dad, because it always was a fuss about when I was playing Little League, like I'm too old, because I'm always the youngest on every team that I played on. Mm-hmm. Always the youngest. But I was typically the same size as everybody that I was playing with. Right. So it was always a discrepancy whenever we went to go weigh in. Nah, he's too old. Where's his birth certificate? This, that, and another. So then when we got in high school, I just came out not playing my sophomore year. Yeah. It's a funny story. My freshman year, I got suspended. And this wasn't nothing I did outside of football. I did an excessive celebration in the game before. I was supposed to be suspended for the next game coming up, but it was against our rival, Dillard. So our head coach comes into Jeff. I can't remember his last name. Comes into the locker room because he just got the news that I'm not going to be able to play. Comes into the team meeting room. This, that, and it's like, man, Pat, they just suspended you, but you still gonna play.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm still gonna play. How I'm still gonna play?
Right.
They put me in number 12. I had a dark shield and was out there still cooking.
Oh,
so
that's crazy.
The principal was out there. It's like, hey man, who was that number 12?
Yeah, who's that? Where did he come from?
We ain't seen him all year.
All year. A new number 12.
Oh, so
custom player.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Had to wear sleeves. Had to look different.
Yeah, had to look different.
So that ended up happening. So he ended up getting fired. But long story short, man, that was pretty crazy. But that's why my dad didn't want to change my name while I was in high school, because he didn't want to go through all the loops and hurdles about why I changed my last name, new birth certificate, this, that, and the other. So that's why we waited. We thought it would be an easier transaction once I graduated high school and going into college. And that's when P2 was born.
All right, so let's talk about college. Let's talk about that transition. So obviously, I went to USC. I'm a Trojan. Mm-hmm. I thought we were going to be teammates for a long time. Mm-hmm. But then when on your signing day, I don't know if you did it at the All-American Bowl or not, but
I did.
On your signing day at the All-American Bowl, instead of choosing the Trojan cap, you know what I'm saying, cardinal and gold, you picked gold and purple. Yep. So talk to us about just trusting your instincts on making the right pick to go to LSU.
Man, it's so ironic. I'm wearing you guys' color right now. But you know what's crazy about that decision, man? To this day, it's the best decision I made in my life. Yeah. Just because I wanted to go to USC, what Pete Carroll had. I'll never forget when I came down there I came to 2 visits. The Rising Star that they used to have in the summertime. Yep. That was like my initiation of meeting the coaching staff and things like that. Ken Norton, that was my guy. He was the guy who recruited me. Him and Pat is offensive lineman named Pat something. So those two was like my recruiters who I basically talked to a lot. Yep. So I go there in the summertime, the Rising Star, win the MVP, this, that, and the other, meet Reggie Bush, just kicking it. Yeah. Going into my senior year, I never would have, because that was my first time actually being on a flight too. I'm like, man, that's a 5-hour flight from Florida, man. That's a long way away.
Weird, yeah.
So then, as the process started going on, man, Pete Carroll was on me heavy. Yeah. Like Pete Carroll came down to Florida when they gave me my day to the city.
Yeah. Okay.
He was there, man. I still got pictures of Pete Carroll, Ken Norton, and Pat in the audience.
That's crazy.
Watching me receive my key to the city of that day. So that was pretty cool. But during that process, he was always coming down to Florida. Yeah. So I felt like we had a real close connection. Mm-hmm. But then all the stuff started coming out about, possibly the team's going to go on probation, not going to be able to play in bowl games. Yeah. Pete Carroll his name started floating around the NFL. Yeah. So I'm like, man, that's going to be kind of tough. I get there, we can't play in no bowl games. Yeah. which, you know, you want to be on the big stage in college, you know what I mean? So you have eyeballs on you, you know what I mean? Pete Carroll might not be there. The guy who I, you know, grew a relationship with, who I grew a connection with, who I want to have coach me, you know, because he's a DB guy. I love his energy. Right. I never forget going into the team meeting room. Him and the guys, they made this big pile of chairs. They just started throwing chairs in the meeting room. It was like, man, this is what I want to be around. Yeah. So, like you talked about how you initiated the question, trusting my instinct. I was like, I don't think that's going to be the best pick for me because it's far away. It's a lot of questions about the school, as far as if they're going to be able to play in bowl games, if Pete Carroll's going to be there. Let me kind of pull an audible because I was very, very close to going to USC. Yeah. So let me pull an audible. So then I go to LSU. Never had a conversation with LSU until October of my senior year. Okay. They invited me out to come to a game. You know, you see LSU every once in a while. Right. You know, Ben, you know, from Florida, didn't know much about the school for the most part, but it was at the time they was about to win the national championship. So I'm like, let me go check it out. I never forget, man. I go there. I tell my mom, I was like, man, I can't see myself wearing no dang on purple and gold. Yeah. No, it ain't happening. Right. But when I went there, man, and just the vibe, the attitude that the players had, I really felt like it was at home. Yeah. Like the guys, the grind that they put in and the same mindset that they had towards football and the attitude they had towards football, I was like, man, I think I probably can get jiggy with this. And it was going to be a fresh slate for me to get there because all the seniors, Chevis Jackson, all those guys were out of there. Yeah. So it was going to be a good opportunity for me. And what really rung my bell, they never had a Jim Thorpe winner. And I always, you know what I mean? Yeah, so they never had a Jim Thorpe winner. And going to the Florida State, we all know my idol is Deion Sanders. And what he was able to build there, you know, that's what Florida State really became. So I was like, man, I have an opportunity to be a trendsetter here. Right, yeah. I think this is going to be home. And, you know, they allowed me to wear number 7. Yeah. Like, they pretty much laid out the red carpet for me. So I was like, this is going to be home. I obviously found my wife there, you know, so the rest is history. But by far, man, LSU was the best decision that I made because it was so hard at the time, man. I had Florida, Miami, USC, Alabama, like all these schools, you know, Nick Saban was at my high school a whole bunch of times.
He had just got to Alabama.
Exactly, too. And he always had those number 1 recruiting classes. So it was tough, man, but I'm happy that I made the right decision for me, you know, in my life. You know, what I was able to create there, to me, I feel like it was pretty remarkable.
Yeah. You had a lot of, you know, early success at LSU. Was there any like growing pains being there as a freshman, or was it kind of like as soon as I got in there, training camp day 1, I'm putting everybody on notice, I'm here?
Oh yeah, it was definitely, man. Like Brice, man. My mom and my dad joke with me all the time. Like when I was growing up, they always say I was always serious. Yeah. Like I just had it on my mind all the time because I always had dreams of being in this position. Like no bull crap. So I know you're probably gonna get to this question. When did I know? Yeah. I always knew. Yeah. Like to be honest with you, like I always knew. So when you have the opportunity to do certain things, you just don't want to waste those opportunities. So when I'm kind of forgot the damn question that you asked me.
I was asking you, did you have any like growing pains early?
That's what it was.
Like as soon as you got there, so, it was like I'm strapped Brandon LaFell, I'm strapping all these cats.
That's crazy you say Brandon LaFell. So again, I always knew that I was going to be special. So my first practice at LSU, I go up against Brandon LaFell. He runs a dig, I knock it down. He ended up running like a slant the next time. I knock it down, and I go against Chris Tolliver, get an interception. Like this is our first time going up against the older guys, because you know how it is with freshmen. Like you have your days, you know, you're gonna have your field. We want you to learn the system first before we put you out there with the big boys.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So my first time out there with the big boys, shoot, I was out there strapping. Yeah. Man, Brandon LaFell was hot. He was like, how are we gonna let this freshman come in here this, that, and the other. So he called me out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
like,
now, so I'm out there. You know, every receiver want to catch the go ball on you.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So with me being savvy, like I always knew the game. Yeah. Like I had a good feel of when something was going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm like, he just ran a slant. His first route was a dig.
Right.
He's feeling himself right now. So it's probably going to be a go ball.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Nice jam. You know, get him pent up.
Yeah.
High point, pick the ball. Goes ballistic.
Yeah, he's hot.
So now
I know Brandon.
And you know after one-on-ones, it goes on to another
7-on-7.
Exactly.
Team, yeah.
So now he hot the whole day. Literally the whole day. Yeah. Like, how we gonna let this freshman come in here, this, that, and the other, lock us up, da 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 da. But after practice, we was the coolest ever.
Yeah.
And that's when I felt like I gained the respect from the older guys because that was our first time really being, we never ran 110s with them. Yeah. We never lift weights with them.
Nothing.
Like we never did anything with them. Exactly.
You see him passing, what's up, bro?
So after practice, he was going off this, that, and another, but he gave me that nod.
Yeah.
And when he gave me that nod, that's when I was like, I really belong here.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Raheem, bless his soul, man, he just passed about a year and a half ago.
R.I.P.
Yeah, but you know how the hazing thing is, especially in college.
Yeah.
So I never forget. I'm just waiting on my turn. I'm like, man, and Raheem was a Q.
Yeah.
So you know they crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm just waiting on my turn, man. So Raheem come around the corner. I was like, oh, here we go. So the crazy thing about it, Brandon LaFell locker was maybe a couple of lockers down from mine. Okay. Brandon LaFell literally come and say, nah. He good.
Yeah, you ain't messing with him.
I was like, woo! Thank you, Jesus. He said, we're going to leave this young pup alone because we're going to need him, man. But that was like my, stamp, onto the team. But, man, that year it was tough for us because they came off a national championship. Mm-hmm. And the year we came in, Georgia put 50 on us. Florida put 50 on us. We lost like 5 games that year.
Dang.
So then we go into the North Carolina because seniors, they coming back off the national championship.
They high. They're like, what's going on?
So we go into to the Chick-fil-A. It wasn't actually it was the Peach Bowl at the time. Okay. We go into the Peach Bowl.
Peach Bowl.
We played Georgia Tech, and I'll never forget this meeting, man. We had this meeting before the game. And we had just fired our defensive coordinators, this, that, and the other. So it's about to be some turnovers. So Tyson Jackson. He get up there. He always, he was very, very mild-mannered. But, like, when he talked, you better listen. Mm-hmm. But, man, Tyson started talking so passionate. He was just talking about how important it is to finish, how important it is to play for the name on your back. Like, this dude was so passionate. He was crying. Mm. So I'm like, damn, man. Like, we got to go out here and win this ball game, man. And play with some pressure. Because we was getting stumped. Like this LSU football just came off a national championship. We got 50 put on us 3 times in one season. Right. So, man, that team meeting was just crazy. And then, honestly, that's where I learned a lot of my leadership skills from. Mm-hmm. From guys like Tyson Jackson, guys like Brandon LaFell, guys like who else we had? Even smooth criminal, Ruben Randall. Ooh. You know what I mean? But just picking different pieces of what they do and kind of like adding it to mine is I felt like, made me a well-rounded person and a leader as well.
Yeah. So, you named some names. Obviously, LSU during your time, y'all had, you can argue and say, like, LSU was DBU for a minute. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mo Claiborne, Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Mm-hmm. You had some other players. Stingley wasn't when you were there, though.
No, you're talking about when I was there.
You were there.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's when the shift started, right? You had Eric Reed.
Yep.
I don't know if Hatch was, like, starting playing that whole time, but I know he was there. He was playing with you. So, like, how was that, like, just being in a room knowing, like, yo, like, we are all potential, like, first-round picks? Mm.
Man, that's crazy.
What was that competition like?
Man, competition was always crazy. Yeah. It was competition every single day. Yeah. In the weight room, doing warm-ups, doing sprints. Yeah. It was competition every day. That's why I love college so much because you was getting pushed so much that you really didn't understand or realize what was really happening.
Right.
because what was happening right there in front of you, you know. So like the competition was crazy, man. We used to have this in WCA before I moved off campus. I lived in building 11, and I lived on the second floor. Hatch, Lil D, what's my man name? Brandon Taylor. All of those guys lived on the third floor, and every unit had 4 rooms in it. And it was basically all defensive guys.
Yeah.
So we used to have this thing. We used to go up on the third floor. We used to call it the castle.
The castle.
And our favorite movie to watch was Paid in Full. Yep. And our slogan was, one eat, we all eat.
Yeah.
So like that was literally, man, we would be in a room just like this right here with 15 of us. Just
one
chopping
eat,
it up.
all eat.
Like, exactly. But also sharing ideas. Like, like what's on your mind right now? Like, what you thinking about? What, where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
Okay.
You know what I mean? For me, for an example, I'll never forget this moment that we had in there. I was like, man, to be honest with you, this is another funny story. I'm gonna go back real quick.
Okay, go back. Okay.
My sophomore year, Les Mal comes to me. You know, as a sophomore, we stretching senior my spring year. No, I'm sorry. The spring of my freshman year.
Okay.
So I'm basically going into my sophomore year.
Yes.
So now we're going to spring ball, and you know, I wasn't going to Breakfast Club, like being on time to Breakfast Club, which is what the freshmen do before you have to go to school. So Coach Miles comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, yo, Patrick." That's how he used to talk.
I remember this.
Hey, I see you've been missing out on Breakfast Club, huh? I was like, yeah, Coach, man. I'm here for football. I ain't really worried about school right now. He looked at me and was like, gotcha. And walked away. So now, going into the castle, going into that story, P, what do you think you going to be? Da-da-da-da. I was like, man, shit, top 5.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
Like, I'm top 5, man. Yeah. I'm thinking about the league. I ain't 3 years and out.
Right.
And I'm not even. I'm letting y'all know right now. I ain't no second guessing.
Yeah.
3 and out. Because at the time, this is when like all these draft projections starting to come out. Shit, I see my name by Denver Broncos. And that's when they, at the time they was within the top 5.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. So. The castle, we all still have conversations till this day.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? Like Jordan, he was the best man at my wedding.
Yep.
Carnell Hatcher, still talk to him to this day. Derek Bryant,
oh, that's my dog.
Yeah, I mean,
Derek went to high school.
I mean, you go down the list, like everybody, Ryan Baker. Yeah. You know what I mean? All those guys, man, we still have a relationship.
That's what's up.
To this day because I felt like I always was a man of my word.
Yeah.
If one eat.
We all eat.
Right. So the first thing I did, because I was the first one to leave out of the group, because we all came in together.
Yep.
Their spring break, I brought them all to Miami.
Lit.
Had limos pick them up from the airport. Bought the flights for them. I said, man, one eat, we all eat.
Yeah.
And we had a good time. And like I said, we still have, relationship to this day.
All right, so now, let's go back a little bit. So we have the castle. We're growing. We're getting there. Our game is coming together. We're returning punts to the crib. We're taking picks back to the crib. Obviously, talent can only take you so far.
Yep.
But I know you were a big film guy, early.
Yeah.
So who did you pick that up from? Did you pick that up in high school before you got to the league?
No.
Or did you learn that? How'd you learn that routine of watching tape to learn and actually, because you have instincts to play.
Yeah.
You have instincts to play, but like obviously the more advanced you get, it's not just about instincts of playing. It's like instincts of knowledge.
Exactly.
And being in the right place in the right time because you know.
Exactly.
Not because I'm
just happy to be here.
Right.
Man, that's a great question, man. I was very lucky, and you was too. I have siblings.
Yep.
Or a father, that played at the highest level.
Yeah.
And every time Brian McFadden, Walter McFadden, and I had guys who came out of high school like Al Harris, Tyrone Carter, Corey Simon,
I heard,
Zach Crockett.
Al Harris?
Yeah.
He went to your high school?
Yeah. Man, my high school is the only high
dang.
school in America that has 2 Jim Thorpe winners. Me and Tyrone Carter. Stamp it.
Okay.
But anywho,
Okay, all right.
every time in the summertime, all those guys used to come back, and train.
Yeah. So you was with them for sure.
Training with them, doing their thing, and all these talk, especially Al. Al was a big film guy, and being in high school, you really can't see what he's talking about because there wasn't no iPads then.
Yeah.
They was watching on
tape.
Exactly.
VHS,
they was watching
tape.
real tape. So now I'm just listening to what he's saying. And Brian, my cousin Brian McFadden, he's been in 2 Super Bowls, always seemed to be in position. I'm just listening. So now when I get in college, because you know how college is, now we really we can't have a relationship with certain people outside of football because it's football, school, and then you already know we trying to get active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So it's very, very sudden that you're gonna call your big cousin and be like, yo, cuz, how this happened, this, that, and other. You know what I mean? So as I got in college, I just used to remember all the things they used to tell me about watching film, how important it is to know your opponent before you play them.
Yeah.
Because in high school, we never watch film.
You don't need to watch your opponent.
So
they're watching you. You're the guy.
So when I get in college, that's my first time ever watching tape.
Right.
So now I'm just listening to everything that they're saying. Corey Raymond, he was a GA right now. At the time, he's the defensive back coach there now. But he was a GA my freshman year. Man, when I say I had to be in his back pocket like no other. Like we watch film, him and I. We'll go work out, him and I. We'll go do yoga, him and I.
Yeah.
Just because I needed to soak in that knowledge and listening to what Al Harris had to say in the summertime, what Brian had to say about watching film.
Yeah.
And this being my first time actually having an opportunity to watch film, I want to make sure that I'm the best that I can be at it.
Right.
But talking about it in college, I really didn't know how to watch film. I still was going off athletic ability. For the most part, because the hashes are different. College route concepts are different. So then when I fast forward, when I got into the league, Adrian Wilson. So I'm like, Dub, man, how are you calling out the route concepts before they even happen all the time?
Right.
Like I got to come to your house you got to show me this. You know what I mean? So my rookie year, I used to go to Adrian Wilson's house every Tuesday. Every single Tuesday. And I wanted to learn how he watched tape.
Okay.
And how he watched tape was on Mondays after the game, after we, go through, after doing our rundown and film breakdown, he watching first and second down.
Okay.
He said, why I'm watching first and second down? Because I want to get first and second down packed because those are the most downs that we're going to see throughout the game for the most part. First and second down.
Yep.
So now, once I go through first and second down, now I'm going to break it up by personnel. Watching it in what they do in first and second down in 21, what they're doing in 11, what they're doing in 13.
12.
Because at the end of the day, they only doing so much. You just have to
figure out how
how it's happening.
How they packaging it, So
I'm like, all right, cool. Got that. That's a box check. So now, with him, he used to be a cornerback, but now when he got in the league, got a little bit too tall, He had to move on back there. You know what I mean? So he ended up moving on back there. So now I started to ask him because I always had the responsibility, even as a rookie, on the number 1 receiver. So I'm like, all right, Dub. Now I get that when watching first and second down. How do you know what concept's coming? Like I get all that now. So I said, all right, here we go. It all predicates off where the ball is. If the ball is further away from you, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get in breaking routes. Everything back into the quarterback's vision. If you're away from the ball from the hash, if you're to the ball to the near hash, and you're that DB short side, you only gonna get a couple routes, speed outs, maybe a deep out, and a drag.
Right.
Like, damn. Okay. Now as he's telling me this, I'm starting to watch film that way.
Right.
I'm starting to watch where the ball is on the hash.
It's on this hash. Okay.
Let me figure out where the ball is on the hash. And figure out the route concepts, what they're doing from there. So I'm like, all right, cool. That's holding true. So all right, cool. Now I get that down pat. All right, Dub. When they give me certain splits, how I know what route's gonna come from there.
Right.
He said, still again, it predicates off where the ball is on the hash. If the ball is to me and the receiver has a normal split, we know NFL, that's a normal split, that's +2 for you, right?
Yeah, +2 is normal.
+2.
If the ball's to me.
If the ball is to you, +2, 9 times out of 10, depending on where the back is as well, you can get a slant, you can get a hitch, you can get it, depending on the stem, you can get a dig. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not going to do that on the base. I was finna say you can get a 7 route too. But
I was finna say that's the only route. That's the only route you possibly not going to get.
Right.
Because
if they're not on the numbers.
But it depends on the stem. Because freaking the receiver out of Houston, man, number 12. I'm drawing.
Oh, big dog.
I'm drawing a blank.
Nico
Collins.
Nico Collins. Yeah.
He got me on that. Literally, I thought he got me on a short side. Ball was to me.
Yeah.
Gave me that dig stem. Straighten it up. Gave me your savage. But anyway, he did. And shout out Nico Collins. That was my last year in the NFL. Probably why I retired. But anywho, once I figured that out, figuring out what a ball is and the splits, now I started process eliminating. Because at the end of the day, that's what a defensive back is doing.
Right.
Like, you're not supposed to cover the whole route tree.
Right.
The receiver is telling you at least 4 routes that they're possibly going to run due to where the ball is and how their split is.
Right.
So if you're able to watch film and figure that out, that's when you're going to be able to put yourself in better position to make plays.
Right.
Terrell Arnold called me the other day. Literally called me last night. He said, man, how did you jump that dig route when y'all was in cover 3? I said, bro, I knew it was coming. So therefore, I ain't waiting on nobody else to make the play for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything lined up how I wanted to be.
Right.
It was 3rd and 10. Their main routes is dagger.
Right.
So therefore, I'm going back in my Rolodex when I watch film, 3rd and 10, daggers, seams, just process eliminated.
Yep.
Number 2 cleared out.
Yep.
Oh man.
You see that 9?
Listen,
number 2 is coming right behind.
Saved my boy Rashad Johnson covered me on the clear out.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. I gotta have it.
Yeah,
I gotta have it. Ball production.
Yeah. So how did that change your productivity? Now we're in the NFL. So like you're coming in the league. I'm sure all of that you just told me took a couple years to kind of like lock in on. Obviously, you probably learned it in one season, from Adrian, but like it took you a few years to really trust it, 100%. Lock in on it. So when you got that down, was there like a whole bunch of stuff where it was like, now I know what coordinator I'm playing against?
That's very interesting.
We're in the division. Okay, I know what these guys like to play. This is what success they had us on the last time. So how does the game start going in your head then when it's like, all right, I know the basics, but now we're going to get it like really tight, nitpicked on like coordinators or quarterbacks and what they like to do?
Oh, man, that's all in the film study. You know what I mean? That's all with obviously playing the game as long as I did and having an opportunity to go up against these different coordinators. But, yeah, you definitely have a feel for the quarterback that you're going up against. Like, for me, anytime we went up against Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, I played Peyton Manning once, Phillip Rivers, you just know you're not going to have opportunities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just go in the game knowing that you're not going to have opportunities.
Right.
But if that opportunity do come, you got to make the best of it.
You gotta be there.
Like, those guys just don't, you have to be literally in the right place at the right time. But those guys were so good to where they was throwing their receivers open.
Yeah.
Or even if they had a good feel of, oh man, PP might got a beat on this, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Right.
Like, the good quarterbacks knew how to navigate games and knew how to the ball placement was just on a whole nother level.
Right.
So and then going into coordinators, like Seattle, obviously we played them twice a year. We knew they was going to do what they wanted to run the ball, 1st and 2nd down, and play backyard football.
Yeah.
Like, we can play Seattle without a game plan.
Yeah.
Because it's not even
plays and run.
It's not even worth watching tape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're not going to get what you're watching.
Right.
The Rams, like, we knew what the Rams were going to do. And I'm gonna pick a team outside of the division, like Schottenheimer, who's the head coach for
Dallas
right now. When he was with the Jets, when he was with Seattle.
Right.
He's a West Coast offense type of guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, he's going to be running, get the ball out of his hands quick.
Right.
You know, want to use the width of the field a lot. So you got to be ready for crossers.
Right.
You know, so you got to be prepared for certain things when you playing up against certain coordinators. But yes, that all comes into the equation of when I'm game planning for
Right.
you know a specific team or a specific player as well.
You know, you were an island corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had your passport early.
Yeah.
What goes into the mindset? Like, what's the differences between a guy that's on an island all game versus just system guys?
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, what's the difference mentally?
So it's not even close because like if you're having to guard a guy and be with a guy everywhere that he goes on the field, you have to watch his every single move. Yeah. For an example, when I had the opportunity to go up against Calvin Johnson, it's my first time going up against him. My second year in the league, okay. I felt I had a pretty good game, but watching film on him, I got to know what he's doing when he's in the slot, when he's the X, when he's the Z, when he motion, when he's off the ball. Like you have to watch all of these things versus when you're in the system, you're just doing your job.
Cover 3, get there.
You know what I mean?
Cover 2, get there.
You're just doing your job. It ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But my responsibility, ask Darrelle Revis.
Man.
Like,
come on, D. We got to holler at you, baby.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, that's why guys, they say they want to do it, and then when they actually do it, because then what teams do is, all right, the number one receiver's out. Let's put our third receiver in there and just run them on the go. Let's see how the condition is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're the eye in the sky is always watching you.
Right.
That coordinator, that receivers coach, whoever that is in the box, he's always watching you. So you have to make sure you're on your P's and Q's at all time. Right. Why? Because someone's watching you and you're going up against the guy.
Right.
Every single play. My first time going up against Calvin Johnson, I got targeted 22 times.
Ooh. How many he caught?
22. He caught 10.
Okay. But that's good. That's 50%. I mean, that's Calvin.
I had a pick.
Yeah.
I think I had 3 PBUs.
Yeah.
So like I said, I thought
that's a solid game.
That's a solid game.
That's a solid game. 22 targets.
Yeah,
less than 50%.
I got targeted 22 times.
You went to work. That's probably your highest activity you ever had in your career.
By far. Julio Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Every play. I mean, we go back to college. I was doing that. Him and AJ Green every play in college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I wasn't new to traveling. I was doing that in high school.
Yeah.
Leonard Hankerson, when he was at St. Thomas, PU got him.
Yeah.
So I was used to PU got him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I got into the league, that is what the difference is. You can ask Pat Surtain, guys who actually do it.
Yeah.
There's a difference, man. Like you have to study these guys every single move. And I don't know if you realize the question I asked when I was with Golden and Jermaine. When did they come up with that rub route?
Right.
But I'm telling you, I think me and Darrelle Revis, I'm a firm believer in this. You never saw the rub route at the NFL level for the most part. Mm-hmm. You never really saw receiver screens for the most part in the NFL level.
Not a whole bunch.
Me and Darrelle Revis had to be the most receiver screen
pick player,
or pick DB in the game.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
Like someone else is.
They trying to get in your way to make a play because they know their best player is going to be on you all game, and we need him to at least try to make a play.
Hello. So, like, things like that, man, I had so many touchdowns I gave up, technically, off screenplays, off pick routes. Like, I'm not even guarding the guy at this point.
Yeah,
right. I don't even have an opportunity.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, but, like, there's definitely a difference, man. But when you have the opportunity to guard a guy, play in and play, and offenses are making it harder to do now because they're able to move their guys around more.
Yeah.
So now when you do that, you're pretty much showing your hand as a defense what you're in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you have, one of those guys like a Jalen Ramsey, when he was doing it, they still was running their defense.
Yeah.
In a sense, they still was
behind him.
Exactly.
Running their defense.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a unique position to be in, a pressured position to be in.
Yeah.
But again, I was doing it since high school. So once I got in the league, I was like, what we doing?
Yeah.
Like I've been doing this since college. Like,
right.
Let's go. I'm used to matchups.
Is it like almost in a sense the way I heard you, the way I interpreted it was like it's almost like when you know you got that type of matchup that week where you're following a guy around and you have to watch his tape, you have to watch his every move. It's almost like
a boxing match.
It's almost like you were a serial killer. You got to know every move.
100%.
You outside, like I'm envisioning a TV show right now. You outside, he walking outside. Yeah, he walking outside to get the mailbox, and you.
Hey, how did he put his hand in his pocket? What did that mean? You know what I mean? There's a clip also. You talk about film study. There's a clip on YouTube, man. We were playing the New York Giants. I can't remember the year, but I was taunting Eli Manning because I think this is when Daniels had just started there. I can't remember who was a quarterback, but he wasn't a starting quarterback. But he used the same hand signals as Eli Manning, and he did something on his hip or did something like this, and the receiver ran a go. So I ran the route for him, and the quarterback threw the ball out of bounds. And Eli Manning happened to be there. I said, Eli. I said, hey, man, tell him to change up the signal, man. I watched tape, man. I already knew that was a good ball.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, come on, dog. And he probably just looked at you.
And he laughed. Yeah, I should go check that. He'll trip you out. That's the exact face that he used, too. He's like, I'm not in there.
Talk to me a little bit. I always wondered, I asked Chris Hetherington this last night, like the position that you play, and obviously you know my dad played 12 years, played corner, first rounder as well. I feel like the cornerback position is probably the most difficult position to play physically, right? But the mental aspect of it, short memories. When you do give up a play, when a guy does make a crazy catch, like how do you like get that out your system quick enough? Because like you know how it is, you know, if you're having not say a bad day, but just say a guy's making his plays.
Yeah.
How do you keep going out there, keep lining up, and stay focused, and not allow what has happened in the past affect your play in the future? Because we see guys, right, where it's like a guy gives up a play early in the game, and he's a good player, but it's almost like they find something.
Like a ripple effect.
The way I look at it is they didn't find nothing. It's like he's in his own head, and he's losing the battle within his own ears. You know what I'm saying? So like they're just beating him that day.
100%.
So for you, obviously a guy that everybody's gonna get got at some point. You said like, okay, I might have gave up something every once in a while, right? How do you go back out there and say, I'm still the man, I'm still gonna lock you up?
Man, just relying on the foundation that I built.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was always really, really true to that. You know, I always felt like I was in tip-top shape. I always felt like I was mentally prepared for the matchups.
Yep.
Like you just said, like some days it just wasn't my day. And just speaking of one of those days, I'll never forget this game, 2014. We traveled down to Atlanta. We played Julio Jones, you know, Matt Ryan.
Was Roddy White still there?
Yeah, Roddy was there. You know, they was rolling at the time. Julio Jones gave me my worst game of my career.
Okay.
Man, Julio dropped, I think, 192.
Yeah. Julio almost caught everybody at least one time.
Man, I was like, he gave me my worst game ever in my NFL career. And it was just all straight comebacks. Literally ran.
And he fast too. And you fast, but he fast.
Ran freaking, he caught 9 18-yard comebacks entire game.
And then just turned them up.
No, it was like he was making great catches, like just out of bounds.
Yeah.
Like some of them may have been longer than 18 yards, but they was all comebacks on the sideline for the most part. It wasn't nothing like, a straight up goal or a dig or a slant or anything like that. It was literally all comebacks. And thinking of that game, I was like, man, what the hell was I doing? Because again, I can go in a slump. I can be like, man, I wasn't it. Yeah. How am I going to rebound, from this game? I never forget when I got in my car. You know how it is, just how it is after a round of golf. You know what I mean? We got in my car. I was like, man, ain't no way that I can have a performance like that again.
Yeah.
Ain't no way.
You can't do it.
Can't do it. Can't happen.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I have that responsibility to be on the number one receiver every single week. And 9 times out of 10, if I allow that to happen, I'm putting my team at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Why am I doing it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm allow this to happen.
Right.
So from that point on, because that was a tough year for me as well, 2014. That's when I found out I had diabetes. You know, so I was a little bit overweight. You know, that was a bad season for me. But from that point on, because that was like in November, late November, right before Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. I got into the off season. You know, I finished the season off strong. Got into the off season, lost weight, got down because at the time in 14 I was like 235.
Yeah, he was heavy. I remember.
Yeah, because you was in Oakland at the time.
He was heavy.
Yeah, he was in Oakland at the time.
I'm pointing at every camera. He was heavy.
I was 235. The heaviest I was, no bull crap. I was 255 in the summertime, bro.
God dang.
I couldn't figure out what was going on.
It was health stuff that you
like,
know. Yeah.
Why the hell I'm so this big? I'm still eating good. I'm working out.
Yeah.
I'm running around the neighborhood.
Right, yeah.
Like why this weight ain't dropping off?
Right.
You know, I ain't drinking no beers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly,
So what the hell's going on? So the season goes on. I end up going into the season like 235. The lowest I got that year was like 225. Mm-hmm. But going into finished the season off strong. Going into 2015, I was like, this is have to be for me, because I'm still young at the time.
Yeah,
I'm going into year 5.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to find a way to get back to all pro Pat P.
Right.
I have to find a way.
Yeah.
I know how to do it.
Right.
I know what to do. I just have to trust the process. Make sure all the off-field stuff is good, everything's good at home, and health is good. All I need to do is focus on football. Came back, had an all-pro year, made my 5th Pro Bowl that year. We lost the NFC Championship that year, but that year I think I gave up 1 touchdown, had 2 interceptions. My completion rate against me that year was like 23. You know what I mean? So it was something, crazy. But having the opportunity to really dig down deep and find that again and have that fight and knowing who you are, that's where, to me, the short memory came from. And that it's just building thick skin. Like, I can't remember the saying, I kind of do. What is it? Tough people don't last? How it go the saying about...
Tough times don't last, tough people do.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tough times don't last, tough people do. Right. And I always felt like I was a tough person. There was just a bump in the road.
Yeah.
So I know who I am. I was all pro before.
Right.
So let's get back to the foundation. You know what I mean?
And what was that foundation?
As far as my foundation?
Yeah. Like, how was that grind?
So getting not only film study, but film study, doing extra reps in my press work, making sure I'm in position, ball drills, doing extra conditioning, you know what I mean, doing things like that, because it was something that I felt that threw me off track going into that game, or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? After that game, I don't think I gave up 100 yards again. But what I considered a bad game, because I was on a nice trajectory, if I gave up 60 yards.
Okay.
All right. How could I have been in better position to make that play? What I didn't do during the week to be in that position to make that play? How did I miss that play on, realizing that this was going to happen, to me? You know what I mean? So just having a thick skin and really short memory, amnesia. I think my wife really hates me for this as well, because she'll tell me something, I'll forget it in 2 seconds.
He was practicing.
I was practicing.
He had a lot of practice.
A lot of practice.
There's a lot of stuff
coming
from practice. So
like for me, if a bad play happened, man, that shit happened. Let's get on to the next one, because I plan on making them next one.
My pop said, because I asked him the same question too before, and he said what I did was, coming from the area I guess he played in, when he would come off the sideline, he joked with his teammates. Because the thing that he hated was like people coming up to him, it's all right, man. Like it's all right, like you'll get the next one. Like, nah, man, like don't say that to me. So the way he did it was like, I'm gonna make y'all all feel like I forgot it already, like right after it happened. So like
Gotcha.
y'all can leave me alone so I can like get back to my job.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
I never had those. No one ever really come up and be like, "Oh man, yeah, you all right, Pete?" Because another thing with me when I was on the sideline, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I talk to myself a lot.
Okay.
Because I have to go through what I watched in film. I'm going through my notes because I don't have my notepad with me on the sideline. So I talk to myself a ton, especially during the game, just talking out loud, because that's why, for me, I write everything down.
Right.
And I feel like that's how I'm a learner. That's how it sticks to me. That's how I'm able to grasp the information if I'm able to write it down.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So I'm literally, I go through, you get to the sideline, I go through, get the iPad or whatever, see what formation they was in, get the coaching points. But after that, ain't nobody talking to me. I'm getting off the sideline. I'm walking the sidelines.
Right.
Now I'm getting myself ready again it's almost like a boxer.
Yep.
For the next round.
Yeah.
All right, he got me that round.
All right.
All right, Pete, what should I expect coming into this series? What did he do to me in that series to be successful? What did I not get yet that they need to spark from and on their offensive side? So these are things that I'm going through after I get my coaching points. After I look at the film, I'm walking the sideline. Now I'm going through my Rolodex of my notes that I wrote down throughout the week.
Right.
So ain't nobody ever come to me like, oh, we got him next time, this, that. No, I know I'm going to get him next time.
Right.
Because, first of all, I'm not going to give you the opportunity to tell me that.
Right.
And secondly, I'm already thinking about the next time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking about getting my get. I need my get back.
You got me. I'm gonna get you right back, brother.
How I'm gonna get my get back?
Right, facts. So you spoke about Julio Jones probably giving you maybe the worst performance in your eyes. As far as like that match.
And I had one of my best performances against him in college.
Okay,
which is crazy.
Right. So he was like, he probably tried to get his get back. Like, you got me when I was at Bama. I'm gonna get your ass back in the league. So, but who would you say? Obviously, Julio's a guy that you probably didn't see that often.
The most.
Who is a guy that you think you saw the most that was like a game for you that was like, I really got to put my stuff out there, or it's gonna be a tough sled? Who is that guy for you?
Who I saw the most.
Or it doesn't have to be a who you saw the most. It could just be like a guy that you was like, oh, I'm gonna see him this week. I gotta be ready.
Brice, I can go down the list. Calvin, Antonio, AJ Green, Julio, Steve Johnson at a time.
Steve, you talking about?
Yes, crossover Stevie.
Yeah.
Brandon Lloyd. Man, I'm trying to think who else was out there at the time. I said Antonio Brown already. Mike Wallace, when the young Mike Wallace.
Yeah.
Mike
Wallace, Houston.
Yeah, all those guys, I won't necessarily say kept me up, but like I knew I had to be on my P's and Q's because I literally, it wasn't a week for almost about 9 years straight, Brice, that I was not guarding the number one receiver.
Yeah.
Like that was not in the game plan. So whoever the team number one receiver was, I knew I had to be on my P's and Q's because, teams may not throw it to him because they don't want to risk me getting an interception because, teams also knew that I can locate the ball very well when I'm in press. So you want to pick your poisons or try to, you play at your own risk. In a sense. So even at that time when I was guarding those guys, I was still only getting 4 targets a game. Like when I was in my prime.
Yeah.
I was getting 4 targets a game, giving up 1.8. So therefore, it was tough, to make plays when you're only getting 4 targets a game. Like I broke it down to a sense that I was literally getting targeted. I never got targeted for the most part in the first quarter. I always got targeted in the first series in the second quarter.
Okay.
Late in the fourth and out of halftime. Like that's just what teams were doing. So when I was on these guys, it was tough for me to try to stay. I won't necessarily say tough because I got burnt one time. I was like, yeah, this can't happen again. But to stay focused in games when you're only getting
4 targets a game.
4 targets a game. So how can
75 plus plays.
Yeah, so how can I have production? But at the end of the day, man, you know what you want to have for yourself at the end of the day. You know what you set yourself up, you know, what you want it to look like at the end of the day. And at the end of the day of you know, my opportunity, I felt like I made the most of it. So whatever comes with it, so be it.
All right. So now you're done playing football. Now you're on TV as an analyst. So how, we've been talking about this whole time, like how has a lifetime of film study helped that transition feel so natural for you?
No, it's cool, man. It's been different for me this year because I have to do a lot of film study on college players. So I call games, college analyst right now, but I do NFL post and pregame shows. But that's fairly easy for me. But the film study in college ball now is it's different, man, because they do so much unorthodox stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's like I would never have my quarterback throw the ball from the opposite hash and he's throwing an out route
all the way down,
like, you know what I mean?
15-yard out. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So it was just very, very tough seeing that out of the game. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
How's that possible? Like, why you want your quarterback to throw the ball 45 yards for a 15-yard completion?
Right.
Like, it just don't make sense. So that was a real big change for me. But for the most part, it just felt like I was right back at home.
Yeah.
You know, learning the players, learning what they do really well, learning their best attributes, you know, learning some things they can work on and kind of putting that into the broadcast, you know, talking about Duplessis. I can't remember his first name because it's 120 players on every dang on list, but Duplessis played for Liberty.
Okay.
And he was like, I didn't even know this exists. He wanted to study whales. He goes to school to study whales. I don't even know the proper terminology.
Oh, some type of
something ology.
Like the animal. Yeah, animalology.
Something ology. But I thought that was pretty cool, and I had an opportunity to bring that into the broadcast because like many people may not even know that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was pretty cool. You know, bringing these players. You know,
bringing them to life for people.
Exactly, especially being in college. It's like, all right, we might need to watch out for this guy. Almost like the guy, he was a safety for Florida State, man. He's a doctor now. He's like a surgeon.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. He played in our era. He's a little older than us. Just because
I can't remember
because he got a lot of not flack, but he got a lot of TV time because he would like miss practice and stuff for his studies. He wasn't playing. I remember one year he went abroad. Dang, what's his name?
I can't think of his name right now.
I know exactly.
I know.
I can see him.
Wear glasses.
Yeah, he big, thick dude.
Safety.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
about.
But
just having, you know, bringing those stories to life, and I always used to remember the broadcast used to talk about that, and look at them now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think like that's pretty cool having the opportunity to create certain characters.
Yeah.
Share light on certain people, and also give the audience something they may have heard or known about the game.
Right.
Because that's the biggest thing too. Like we're in the huddle, we on the sideline, we in these coaches' meetings. So like the fans want to hear this stuff.
Yeah.
What is the coach going to say after this kid just gave up an 80-yard bomb?
Yeah.
Like what is he saying to him on the sideline? What are the coaching points?
Yeah.
Like they're just at home. Never played football, just watching the game, but just giving them that insight, that makes them become a bigger fan.
Right.
You know what I mean? So It's been pretty fun.
Right. All right. Speaking of college, obviously there's been big news this week. You know, Lane Kiffin has taken the head coaching job for LSU. How you feel about that?
I think it was a great hire. I hate the fact that how the college schedule was set up to where he had to leave his team and all of that, and that was a bad look, but at the end of the day, he had to do that because he was going to a new opportunity. Signing day was a week away.
Yep.
So he has to be in the position to,
Get guys.
to exactly get guys. They don't have a coach. Their, program is up in shambles right now. So they got to get somebody in there to kind of get everything going. But the NCAA has to do a better job of allowing these coaches to finish, because they are on a remarkable run right now, having the opportunity to actually win it all, but how the schedule is set up, like I said, you got the signing day, then they're not allowing coaches to coach because it happened all over. I think it's only one coach this year is actually doing that. I can't remember who I saw it today. He's actually coaching, but he took another job.
Hardline.
Yes.
Ohio State.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
the
going
receivers coach.
Yeah, Brian Hartline. He played in our time. He's going to like some Florida school, South Florida or Central Florida.
Wherever he's going.
One of them, and he gets to stay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think they should allow that to happen, especially Ole Miss. In my opinion.
Yeah, because they're in the playoffs.
In my opinion, though, Ole Miss, you have nothing on LSU. This is an upgrade for this man.
Right.
Like,
100%.
Who's going to say no to that?
Yeah, 100%.
Nobody's saying no to an LSU job. 13 point whatever a year, second highest paid, college head football coach, giving you $25 million to spend when you already had a program to where you have to go into the transfer portal to get players. You don't have the funds to actually get 5 stars into here. Like, I have to do pretty much all the legwork to get this program where it is, to where now all I have to do is worry about coaching.
Right.
Now, you can still have to recruit, but now you have the liberty to really splurge now and not go out into the transfer portal, not have to worry about, that's Ole Miss.
Right.
No knock on Ole Miss. Ole Miss is,
Ole Miss is good, but they're not
good.
LSU, dog.
That's exactly.
Everybody knows that.
Exactly. So
Ole Miss knows that.
Exactly. So now when a recruit comes to I'm going to LSU, Death Valley, nighttime.
Right.
What? Sign me
up. And not
up.
thinking about I'm a black kid going to Mississippi.
Sign me up.
That's easy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it was an easy decision for him, but I hate the flack that he's getting because they're saying, he was selfish. Put yourself in those shoes, man. Look, for the people who saying that.
If you can if most of y'all sitting over there talking crap, y'all get $10 an hour.
He was thinking about himself.
Y'all get $10 an hour. If somebody offers you $15 an hour across the street, you going.
But first of all, when you're in this job, when they talk about the kids think about themselves when they go in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
They can leave mid-season.
Yeah.
What's the problem with that?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, everybody is working towards an upgrade.
100%. All the time.
Point blank, period. So
all the time.
What is the problem with Lane Kiffin going to get an upgrade?
Everybody's phone got an upgrade, period. Everybody trying to upgrade.
Everybody trying to upgrade.
Facts.
So at the end of the day, he feel like this was a great opportunity for him to do less transfer portals, have $25 million to spend. Second, he said he didn't know his numbers, but I'm almost guaranteed he knew his numbers. Coming into it, I don't even know my contract. Save it, Lane.
Yeah.
Anywho, second highest paid coach in college football at one of the best Power 4 colleges in the game. So what more could you ask for?
Yeah. All right, we're going to close out real quick. Across everything, growing up in Pompano, LSU, Arizona, Pittsburgh, and now being an analyst, what's the one core principle that sits at the foundation of your blueprint? The thing you'd want a young DB or even a young man to take from your journey.
Man, it might be tough, but you have to really stick by it.
Yeah.
Be true to yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be true to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and give yourself honest answers.
Yeah.
Was I my best today? Am I doing my best?
Right.
What can I do to get better?
Right.
You have to be honest with yourself. So, therefore, be true to yourself, look yourself in the mirror, and be honest with yourself and see how things fall out. I mean, my wife be on me all the time about how I talk to my girls. But I don't know no other way.
Yeah.
I really don't. You got to be this. You got to be softer. You got to be. I don't think I'm a hard dad, But I think I give my girls life lessons that they may not should have know about right now. But at some point, they're going to see them.
They're going to see him.
So therefore, I'd rather them get the life lessons from me than anybody else.
All right.
So therefore, and we'll talk about this later, but man, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
I only know one way.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, my parents used to always say I was always serious. That's just who I am. And just, man, look yourself in the mirror, be true to yourself.
Sir. Pat P, another one on the blueprint. Appreciate you, my guy.
Another one.